Well, checking in with the Allen County Museum, they've got a big exhibit coming in about Ohio presidents and then some summertime fun. So joining us today, to my immediate left, we have Sarah Risch, and she is the curator of education. And then we have Amy Kraft-Clausen, and she is the director of the museum. And thanks for coming today, both of you.
Thanks, Holly.
All right, so let's start out with things. We've been looking forward, Amy, to this presidential exhibit, the Ohio presidents. And so we've got some things happening that's related to that, including something at the end of this month, right, for the Sunday lecture series?
Sure. So we have Matt Childers is coming in, and he's going to be talking about Lyndon B. Johnson. So it's great because following the theme of the presidents. And as we work through the presidential exhibition, ultimately we're going to have additional lectures that will complement the exhibition as well.
All right, very good. So when will the exhibit be open? We've got a sneak peek for members, but then the rest of us can come join in, right?
Yeah, so the sneak peek is on the 24th of June, and then the 25th of June it opens to the general public, and that day we are going to have our first lecture with Christine Scherer-Fowler, who is actually our curator.
All right, very good. And that's just going to highlight Ohio presidents and kind of presidential history for the state?
Yeah, you know, we have a really rich history that's related to the presidents, and so this exhibition is really going to highlight all of that. And we're really excited because it's the first time that we've been able to do an exhibit such as this. And we're just in the midst of actually having exhibition pieces dropped off next week. So that all is starting, and they're painting right now in the gallery. So it's all starting to come together.
It is starting to come together. All right. Well, Sarah, it's the summertime is coming up. Kids are going to be out of school. And, you know, the museum is a great place for kids to check out the history, and you guys do programs too. So let's talk about maybe some summer opportunities that are going to be coming up.
Well, the biggest program I have is going to be on July 15th and 16th, and it's going to be as close as I can do to having you be in a time machine and going back to the years 1875 to 1900. So we're going to feature exhibits in the museum that deal with that time period. You'll see people getting ready to go to the Frode Opera House on opening night. You'll learn about the discovery of oil. And there'll be a lot of hands-on activities. So in the children's area, in the schoolhouse, you'll be able to write with old-fashioned nib pen and ink. And in the general store, you'll learn what foods were introduced then, like Tootsie Rolls and Good and Plenty candy.
Great time period. But is it a really great time period for the Lima area and for things happening? There's 1875 to 1900. Is it kind of a fun time period?
Yeah, so with the oil boom and everything, the population greatly increased during that time period, and it was very significant to Lima's history.
So the museum, will the McDonald House be open too?
The McDonald House will actually be free during that event, and that's partly because it was built in 1893, right during my time period that we're doing.
All right, very good. So this sounds like one of those things where you encourage the whole family, all ages, to come because everybody can reminisce and learn more about it all.
Right, this is for all ages, not just for kids. We think everyone will have a good time.
Right, okay, so you said July 15th and 16th, 1 to 4 o'clock on both of those days, right?
Correct.
Okay, and is it free?
It is free, although we accept donations.
There you
yes,
go.
It is free.
That's an important part because donations really help out and stuff, right? I assume for like that event and many other things that you do, volunteers are so important to the museum.
Yes, so if you're interested in volunteering, this would be a great opportunity to see what it is our volunteers do.
So is there any training that you need to do, or just call the museum and you can put them in an area they're interested in and get them ready to volunteer?
Well, you can join any time of the year, but in September is when we have our big enrichment week, and it's easy to remember. It's always the week after Labor Day.
Oh, all right.
So if anyone's interested, call the museum.
I guess so, but I bet you need some volunteers for that July event, so they can help out with that too.
Right.
All right, so think about the museum when it comes to volunteering.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you both for coming today.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. We'll look at the weather forecast next.